世界最強のパワーの鍵を開けたら俺たちの運命はどこへ繋がっていくだろう。野望は燃え盛変わらない願い力エスカレーション。誰も戦う理由があり誰も止めることはできない。始まるまさしくなんせの空輸佳境。俺が今手に入れた力がどんなものでも誰よりも先を行く理屈に変わりはないさ。俺たちが最強の力手に入れたとしてその後にこの目にはどんな世界映るのだろう。状況打開していくほど支配するほどに極みエスカレーション。
欲しいものがわからなくても何でも手に入るから欲望だけ刺激されて思考停止。夜に闇を貪るように眠りに落ちていけば自分が今誰かなんて夢の中どこへ流される正体も突き止めろ。ただ一度当たられた命はチャンスだから僕自身を勝ち得るため心の旅を進んでゆく。この胸に生まれついた生きる威力を武器に孤独だがって何度だがって 流されるの僕の正体を突き止めろただ一度当たられた命はチャンスだから僕自身の勝ち得るため心の旅を進んでゆくこの胸に生まれついた生きる威力を武器に僕だって何度だって強くなれ運命のゲート問いかけているレッドで君はどこを目指すこの空の下で最強なのは That's my play 自分のみいざってまっすぐに走れろ That's me 地球という名のこの星に奇跡が起こる絶望がそれ以上危機を救う存在誰も止められない時間を抜き去ってゆく最速のそれ以上
What's up, y'all? What's going on?
Hey guys,
We were recounting the 7 energies that we can cast our jutsus with.
sorry,
Yeah,
Zen.
you got to do this shit in the fucking dojo and just kind of like slap at the air.
Yeah, I like that shit. I've always.
Son Shiken.
I mean, I thought I knew them, and then I heard Hayabusa say it, and then I heard like 3 other versions. So I'm like, I don't know the words. I don't know the words.
Yeah, it's some like Shinto thing. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what Shinto, honestly. I knocked a cup over. That's what I was getting. But it's hi everyone. Hello. How we doing today? What's going on? Welcome to Tokudan, where we talk about some toku and shit. So today we are talking about 2 very polar opposite, I guess, popularity wise things that are happening.
Yeah.
One is they announced the newest Kamen Rider officially. They announced it before, but we have an actual like moving video and we have an actual poster for Kamen Rider GOTCHARD. And we'll get into that fucking name.
Listen, okay, no, I'm calling it GOTCHARD, like card.
No,
GOTCHARD?
No, it's GOTCHARD because his catchphrase is gotcha.
It is. You know who else that was? It was Jax. It was Ash Ketchum. It was.
But that fucking clap though. That fucking clap was hot.
How do they do that?
I don't know. I don't know. But that clap, bam,
and then
was
he pulls
fucking
it
hot. Yeah, that was hot. That was spicy. I loved it.
So it feels very youthful, very
which he is.
They haven't announced an actor.
No, but we have story details, so we'll definitely get into that too. We have I have the synopsis they released with the poster. We have some staff details. We also have character names, things like that, and kind of like the gimmick of what's going to be happening here, and some other things that have been happening in spin-offs and rumors, I guess, of that may essentially all but officially confirmed, and ways that they may work into GOTCHARD.
There are rumors that have been like almost guaranteed to the end, you know. So I still don't know how I feel about it, but let's get there.
Yeah. The other thing we're going to be covering today is, like I said, the opposite end of the everyone's going to fucking know about Kamen Rider GOTCHARD is 7 spirit fighting god Guyferd. You
mean nobody knows the word Guyferd? Nobody knows the phrase?
No.
Seishi Eiichi Toshin Guyferd? Nobody?
Nobody but me has ever heard of this fucking show. And can we start with Guyferd? Because like I really want to talk about Guyferd.
Okay, yeah, GOTCHARD, we got time because probably by the time we're done, there's like more news that's coming out.
Probably.
This thing is full of leaks.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah,
seven spirit fighting god GOTCHARD. Did Discotech release it? I don't believe so. I don't know, honestly. I don't think so. We have our wheeler and dealer in the back alley that likes to open up their fucking trench coat and go, "Oh, what you buying?" We had that guy find it for us. So some of it is on YouTube or was at one point. You have it on Laserdisc. That's fucking cool.
Whoa, what?
That's dope as hell.
Please send a way to get pictures. I gotta see.
That's sick as hell.
Crap.
Yeah, so this is 7-star fighting god Guyferd, and this is a fucking weird show.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But when I say weird show, I mean the production wise of it. So
listen, yeah, all right. But when we say 90s, we're talking 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, so this has. I was thinking about it while I was watching it. Right, like the closest and most ridiculous and very real feel to this is Gridman. Gridman feels exactly the same when they're doing the not toku stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Gridman, like it has the same like slice of life, following some kids doing their thing in the 90s.
This is 7 slices of life, bro.
Yeah.
Like this is straight up like this has like the anime.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you get your animes where they're hitting you hard and heavy with like introduction of like character wrap-ups and all that shit. Every episode, I think how many? Let's establish how far. I saw the whole thing. Unfortunately,
you saw the whole thing. I saw the first 5 episodes.
Yeah. So we came to a compromise here forward, guys. So we'll work that out later.
Yeah.
But I saw the whole thing, and it's very formulaic.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the thing about that is because it is, they don't waste a lot of time with like dragging out the story. Like each episode, the villains are progressing their plot more and more. So it's very anime.
And by progressing their plot, they go, "We've created the next strongest monster."
Yes, but okay. So anyway, so 90s is hell, you guys. Vintage 90s. And I think the interesting, like you said, was the production stuff because there's a lot of stuff that went into this show that I kind of dabbled in, but I saw the whole thing, so I'm kind of relying on you.
Yes. So
behind the stuff.
Shichisi, Shisei, Toshin Guyferd, 7-star fighting god Guyferd, dope ass fucking name by the way, is created by Toho and none other than Capcom. They were a partner developer for this, and that immediately sends me into a blind, foaming at the mouth rage that I have never gotten Guyferd in a Marvel vs. Capcom fucking video game.
Not even as DLC, huh?
Not even as a skin.
Oh, sugar. You know, and it's maybe because the minute I saw this guy, I was like, Guyver? Oh, no, Guyferd.
No, yeah, Guyferd and the Guyborgs.
Yes. So, dude, so when I saw this guy, the first image of Guyferd, let me drop that here for you guys so you guys see whom we are talking about.
Guyferd looks fucking cool, by the way.
Dope design, dope everything. And the whole thing is like because it's so 90s, they didn't have to do too much because there wasn't much to do. They literally give him, I think the only thing they add is like a belt later on. And that's
really?
Yeah, there's like a power up he gets, and I use that
air quotes.
Yeah, because legitimately he doesn't have weapons, he doesn't have a bike, he doesn't have anything.
He has the fucking gift of the fighting gods. He's got these holy hands ready to fucking party. That's what he's got.
Everybody gets the hands.
They're rated E for everyone.
So listen, I have to say, I did watch this whole thing, but after I think the first 6 episodes or so, I was like, I need to do something. So I watched everything at 2 times the speed, 1.5, and then 2 times when it came to the one specific episode.
Yeah, which is probably like the final episode.
tell me if you felt this way, because I think it helped me. This is meant to be a very martial arts heavy show, correct?
Yes.
It does not feel that way at all
Okay.
during the fight.
Okay. So before I say this, let me lay out what kind of show this is. So this is Capcom and Toho's attempt to make a tokusatsu version of like big anime Super Robot Boy. Imagine Domon Kashu, who henshins instead of summons a Gundam. That's kind of what they're trying to do. These big bombastic fucking martial art animes, but live action. That's kind of what they're trying to do. And our main character, Go Kazama, which is a dope ass name, by the way, probably just because it's Kazama. Totally different company altogether, but that's besides the point. But my point is, they chose this dude who is like the tallest motherfucker in the land and weighs all of 90 pounds wet.
No muscle, no definition.
And like, that's fine. It's just, he's so tall, when he's doing the martial arts stuff, he just kind of looks awkward.
It plus amateurish. Like,
yes, it looks like they didn't have time to choreograph them, or at least rehearse them properly.
So, blah, 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 blah. I sent you a thing.
Okay.
Where they did a lot of like the making of stuff.
Didn't get a chance to watch it.
It's fine because it helps solidify my point.
Yeah.
There's clips during this making of where you could tell they were still rehearsing.
I believe it, 5 minutes before they were fucking probably shooting it. Yeah.
So like I was saying, like the choreography feels so safe that it almost feels Ultraman-esque when they're fighting. It's like, it's that level of pacing, but at 2 times the speed. It's almost convincing.
Okay. Because I can tell you, for a show that says it follows something like Fist of the North Star, and I'm sure that the only reason that is brought up is because he uses the 7-star style, like the Little Dipper thing. I'm almost guarantee that's the only reason.
It's literally just karate with some extra hand gestures.
It's karate with some light effects thrown on there. 90s light effects. That's all it is. I will say, though, the one I was very impressed with was Ray, the girl.
So the kids. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the kids. Because we have our main actor, and he is the hero. He is. But a lot of the stuff follows these children. Who just happen to only just know this dude from the dojo they trained at. Well, yeah. So they're like they're karate techno prodigies. So the kid, the boy, Yu, is the little younger kid. I have pictures of them. Let me do that. But yeah. So the little kid, Yu, he's the hi, bud. Sorry, got a visitor. He's the techie one. So all of the stuff that they do with computers, and it's weird because he has like this weird rig where it's like, match the word. I think that's like how he cracks into mainframes and like databases. It's literally just
that's
this
how
computer.
He unlocked the door, I'm pretty sure, when they're held captive.
Yep. And that's his shtick. He knows a little bit of karate. Obviously his older sister Ray is the more skilled, but like literally all we're doing is following their slices of life, which happen to fall in line with major plot points of Go's investigation.
The only reason stuff happens is because the main bad guys, Crown, which is essentially our shocker organization to keep it tied to Kamen Rider. This is also where kind of the Guyferd thing comes in, where the I forget what the company was called, but the Zoanoids had their company. Chronos, yes. Sorry, how could I forget fucking Chronos? And then these guys have Crown, and they're essentially trying to create super soldiers. That's the whole point of them. And so when our main dude Go is kidnapped because they think he's a good candidate to become a Guyborg, which is literally a cyborg who just wears kind of cool looking armor, honestly.
Here you go. There's a picture of a Guyborg.
Yeah, the first generation Guyborgs.
Yeah, I like these guys.
I dig these suits a lot. Obviously, that's kind of like where he gets his suit from. This is the Guyborgs here. They have a little like thing that pops out of here. It's a little like recon droid that comes out that can communicate on the shoulder here. It's like a little ball that just floats around. But yeah, they're really cool. And Go is kidnapped because he beats this evil kata wielding muscle man in underwear.
Like he's such a wrestler. He was like an obvious like wrestler dude that they were like, "Yay, you've got some spunk and personality."
Yeah,
like,
they were like, "We need a bad guy," and then they walked into like the local wrestling joint. We're like, "You seem fun, so let's go with that." So the like Crown learns about this duel that these two have, and they're like, "We have candidates." So they kidnap both of them using 50,000 volts of electricity, and yeah. It's kind of wild because a Guyborg comes in and just like RoboCop shocks this dude. It looks like the spikes on RoboCop. He just shocks the hell out of Go, and then he also shocks this wrestler dude, and he's just like, "Yep, accomplished." So Go wakes up and he is completely transitioned into a cyborg, much like our friend Takeshi Hongo. Just wakes the fuck up and he's a cyborg and like full metal skeleton and everything.
The reason he came was because he was looking for his brother.
Yes.
His brother went missing because he too has also been kidnapped by the same group because of the fighting prowess that they possess.
Yep.
Now the thing is that that's like a big thing for him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the reason why the kids like link up with him because they knew his brother and they'd go, "Hey, where have you been for the last 5 years or something like that?"
Yeah.
And he went the way of Ryu and was like
I must retreat to the mountains to train.
What does he say? The heart, the battle lies in the heart, or whatever the hell it is. That whole shit.
Heart of battle lies in the fists, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But he's literally just your Ryu, who's like, "Hey, my brother's missing. What's up?" So yeah, and he wakes up fully cyberized, but that's like everything is like so fast and so in stride that his whole struggle with being human for the first like I don't know 6 episodes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "I don't know what they did to me. Why do I feel like what the hell did he call it? He just feels like dead, right?"
Yeah.
But it's also like he's still trying to find a way to survive. So like trying to find a way to just cope with it. So dude's like having this existential crisis when he wakes up because he like sees his brother, and then he knows full well something ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like
it's kind of like when Zeto fucking wakes up and he's just like he feels a disturbance in the force and he must go.
So given that, so like let's go through the first 5. I want to hear what you think might go down, and then we'll work it out. Okay. So the first 5 episodes pretty much is like you said. Mm-hmm. Monster arrives. They transform a monster. So the way they make the kaiju is interesting. It's an alien life form.
Yep. Because again, this company is trying to make the ultimate warrior, right? They're trying to make the ultimate soldier, and so they have a cyborg program and they have a alien weaponizing program. And so they have the Guyborgs, which are their like cybersecurity type thing, like super soldiers kind of deal. And then they are experimenting with the Phala parasite, which is this goo that they just insert onto your chest, sternum area, and it just turns you into a kaiju.
It was flubber. It's
flubber. It's literally flubber.
But it's here. I found one. Haha. Yeah, it is just your typical chemical X. So basically, that's what he got exposed to. But they also cyberized most of his body.
Yeah. So it morphs a little different than everyone else.
He got both because of his candidacy, because of his high compatibility. They were like, "Hey, not only are you a Guyborg, but we also infected you with Phala." So that's how he goes from looking like your normal trooper and into the Guyferd version, which is the full evolution of the Phala and the cyberization.
Yes.
Which was cool as shit. Because it's like,
he's the best of both, so he's more powerful.
You made it make sense.
Yeah.
I buy it.
And the suit, again, looks sick as hell. So, yeah.
Let me get a bit.
I really like the helmet, honestly. The helmet sells it all for me. I think that helmet's fucking sick.
But look, I mean, so, okay. But, like, I think my gripe with it was, yes. So, you get your slices of life through these kids. So, go ahead. So, yes. So, the reason he becomes... he gets his own sense of self back, right? Which is something that they weren't quite banking on. So he's committed to figuring out where his brother is
Yes.
and now coping with being a cyborg.
Yes.
And these kids get involved.
Yes.
And they
So
stop.
these kids are like, hey, we know you, you're cool, and then they just kind of like adopt this homeless person. That's kind of what happens. He just starts like living at Ray's house.
Masato, they move into Masato's apartment.
Yeah.
The brother, they're like, hey, he's not here, so let's just use
He
it.
just starts squatting in the brother's apartment. I'm waiting for the episode where like the landlord comes banging on the door asking for rent, that kind of thing, and then he just like Guyferds up and throws a fucking Hadouken at him.
But so yes, it's basically just that shit. Because I think one episode is like the boy is trying to make a friend and he fucks up by like saying the wrong thing to her because her dad's a dick, but he's not a dick. He's being used by the company. You know what I mean? It's stories like that are like.
It's literally Gridman. Like I said, it's shenanigans that somehow lead to Crown getting a monster thrown into the mix, and then Guyferd happens. But I thought what was really kind of cool, the first 2.5 episodes or so, he can't control turning into Guyferd. Like it's an instinctual response, which I mean, being a toku show, of course it kicks in the nick of time. But my point is he can't he's fighting a monster at one point. I think it's Vulgus, the weird whip dude. And he's like, I'll show you my power of the ultimate weapon. And he'd try like, he like can't get it up.
Nothing. But it's funny you mentioned that because I think it is legitimately that mantra, that Rinpyo thing, that helps him find his center, so to speak.
Because that's the whole point. So when he realizes he can't control it, he returns to his master, who is a ninja hermit living in the mountains, who has taught him the flowing fist, which is the style of martial arts that he uses. Dope name. And that's what the kids apparently were learning from this evil kata hand dude. But whatever, we're not going to get into that. They're like, oh yeah, no, they're like, this is the weird cult sect of the Mandalorians living up in the mountains. Let's go hang out with them for a little bit and we'll learn how to control the Guyferd alien. Yeah, that was the thought process. I'm not joking. That's literally how this plays out. And so he like literally meditates under a waterfall for the entire episode, imagining his brother as the first dude he fought, and this Kunoichi little girl person, I don't know what her name is, but as the muscle dude. And so they have this like dream battle, and then he just wakes up and he's able to he remembers the final technique of the flowing fist, which is the key armor, and that helps him activate his Guyferd, because he realizes that he doesn't realize it. He feels the true nature of the Phala parasite, which is to create key energy into physical matter. So he's able to manifest it.
So, yes, and that made sense. Yep. And I was like, I'm on board. Cool.
You know why? You know why that made sense? Because I'm like, yo, that's some dope martial art bullshit. I'm here for it. That's dumb martial art science. Hell yes.
I'm like, okay, they're really just going for this very small, but yet very, very big stakes situation here. Like everything is so like, oh, ha, tee hee hee, kids are having fun. We're all having fun. But this fucking world-ending escapade is happening behind the scenes.
While this man is literally fighting for his life against an organization that could crumble the world if it wanted to.
And it's funny because it starts off as like your super typical anime thing. The guy's name, the first villain, his name is Mr. Bycross. Okay.
Yep.
Let me tell you about this fool.
This is your very typical Sentai leader Baron dude.
So I put a picture in the Discord, but it's 3, right? So he goes through an evolution through this shit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, but let me explain something to you. The first time you see Mr. Bycross, he looks like Dapper Don right there, right? And that's what he's like in public, in the office. He's literally, the very next scene you see him, he goes, I need to get more comfortable. Let me slip into this.
Let me slip into my evil ruler outfit.
My hulking armor with this dragging cape and weird sunglasses. I couldn't stop laughing of how charming this is. I'm like, this is so cartoony. I love this guy. I can't believe this is the bad guy. And yet, how little I knew. But
little you knew.
How little I understood. So Mr. Bycross is trying to create the perfect cyborg. So the Guyborgs were phase 1. And what's cool, and dude, this is where I didn't mind the slices of life when it gave nuanced stories. Did you pick up on the story between what was her name? The Miharu Mishiro, whatever her name was, the two villain lieutenants, the one that was all about researching the Fala and the one who was all about the Guyborgs.
So there's Shion and I don't remember what the other one was.
The other guy. So thank you.
Yeah.
So there's a dynamic with the bad guys as well. So this whole thing is like they're obviously trying to one up each other because they want to win like this interpersonal contest. But the legitimacy is the guy who's like the Guyborg dude doesn't trust her at all. He's like, what you're doing not only is inferior to my shit, but you're up to something. And I know it. I just can't prove it. So it's like every scene they're in, there's this animosity, this tension, and I love it. I'm like, that's fucking dope. Thank you for giving me something to look forward to when we do the Rita Repulsa cutscenes. You know, like
exactly. It's like a let's go to the moon base and find out what the bad guys are talking about scenes. And it's kind of funny because that's literally what it is. And then again, you know, the kids in Go are just existing, and then all of a sudden, a monster is thrown into the mix. Like the one is literally a very funny scene about how Yu is, let's say, becoming a older boy, admiring his teacher in swim class, and it literally like cuts to Ray and Go in the apartment, and Ray goes, "Oh, I thought you would be home by now," and Go's like, "Nah, he's not here," and she's like, "Oh, he said he would be home. Oh God, something may have happened." Smash cut to they're all like trapped in a basement, like no food, no water, no nothing.
A lot of that shit happens. A lot of that happens because there's so much they go through without really getting there. Yeah. But it's so heavily implied. Like even the transformations are fucking quick. So like
if there even is one.
exactly. So like they bust out just kaiju immediately.
Once so the first couple guys, like they kind of go through the experiment and then they kind of just give up, and then the kaiju just show up. Like they are the kaiju 24/7. They can't turn that shit off.
How about these kaiju?
I love these designs. I think they're absolutely ridiculous and silly.
For being what they are, which is super campy, super budgeted, they're actually pretty clean, man. Like they share the same, like, I don't know, like super indie vibe, but I dig it.
I really liked the head on Vulgus, this whip dude. I really liked that face. It's stupid, but like for whatever reason, they put like extra time to like put the detail on this head. It's just got the bulgy, crazy eyes and like his goofy forehead and everything. It was a weird power. It was a weird power.
Some of these, like one had a mind control power, I think.
Yeah.
The bat did something like that.
Maybe I didn't get to the bat, but I did see Lady Pro Wrestler. That was pretty cool. The Tarantula Pro Wrestler. Which is one thing I will say I think is really cool about these kaiju. All of them, or at least most of them, are like actual martial artists that they find trying to make good soldiers. So you get, and it's not great. I want to throw this out there. The choreography is not anything groundbreaking by any means.
It's acceptable at 2 times the speed.
Yes, but like there's enough stuff where you're like, oh, that's kind of neat. Like there's the Scorpion guy in episode 5 who. I'm sorry, not episode 5, episode 6. I did start episode 6, but there's a guy who uses Muay Thai in episode 6, and he does like the stance, right? Like he does the thing, and that was about it. But like, I was like, I appreciate that because the whole thing is this dude's a martial artist. He should be fighting other martial artists. That's why they chose him to begin with. Let's keep that train rolling because dumb anime martial arts. Let's go.
I have a clip that should be loading up if it loads up and plays cleanly. Yeah, so that's the Muay Thai bat thing. So there's a dope sequence in this too. There comes a point where there's a detective. He's got like his own little story going on where he figures out what's going up, and he shoots the wing off of that thing while he's in the mid-fight trying to save Guyferd from getting his ass kicked. He shoots the wing off of it, and then in the beginning of this clip, Guyferd's like, "Yo, that's a great idea." Rip. He just rips off the other one. He's fucking clean too. He's like, "Oh, fuck this guy."
Yeah. No, fuck all of this. Let's do this.
Yeah, I think it's so cool. It's stuff like that happens in the middle of like chaos. You're like, what the fuck?
When the stuff's in suit, right? Like I appreciate them trying to I appreciate them trying to do fight scenes out of suit because that's their whole character. It's just they're not successful most of the time. Because I appreciate that stuff. Like, if you're going to be a big dumb anime martial arts boy who can don a power suit, let me see what you got outside that suit too. Like, raise the stakes a little bit every once in a while.
So he's very good with the posing, and he's very good with posture.
Yes,
but he's not very.
But like when he starts kicking, because he's 9 feet tall and, like I said, 90 pounds wet, his legs kind of do that like tall man like bend thing.
That weird. I can't commit to this kick.
Yeah, like I'll fall over if I kick hard enough, kind of thing.
Yeah,
he may also blow away. That's how light he is. But like, it's that kind of thing where like it like if you guys remember Game of Death. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah, but they made it work with Game of Death. That's the difference.
That was dope. But that's because Bruce Lee was involved. But either way, and it's like I want to stress that like this show is dope and it's fun. And like it kind of sucks, but it's still fun and dope.
It's super campy. It is campy as shit, but in a good way.
Yes.
Go into it expecting to have a good 90s romp, because that we're just covering the first arc.
Yeah.
Like there's 2 more arcs.
Mm-hmm.
So he has, remember how we mentioned he's looking for his brother, right? He's looking for his brother.
Who is Deathford?
Who is Deathford? Who looks like this motherfucker.
I absolutely knew that. The second this is ready. I was watching these first couple episodes and I immediately was like, I know every story fucking beat of this entire thing, because it is literally a superhero anime, martial art anime, you know? And he's looking for his brother, much like One Domon Kashu.
It is just without a tournament arc structure, but yeah, literally, it's
literally if they had just thrown a tournament in like 5 episodes of this, be like Crown would be like, settle this once and for all, Guyferd, you and us. You have to defeat our 5 champions, and they just do like a tournament arc, one every episode. I would be like, this is the perfect toku. Period.
It would be Record of Ragnarok live action.
Which we don't need that because Record of Ragnarok sucks. But that's besides the point. It's so bad. I don't get it. I just genuinely don't get it. It's so bad.
Here we go. Now we're gonna get heat.
That's fine. Bring it on. I'll tell you. I'll tell all of you. We can meet in the parking lot. I'll tell you again. It fucking sucks.
And then have a Record of Ragnarok battle that takes 3 days. So
yeah. But we have to cut to 19 of my backstories before I throw this one punch. Oh my god, it's so. I don't care if it's in the manga, guys. I really don't. It's so bad.
So yes. It's
anyway, getting back to the martial art thing at hand, Guyferd is just bad because it's campy and doofy.
So yeah, you're right, because it is very much that. So yes, Masato ends up being Deathford. Deathford ends up having a first death, vanishes for like 20 episodes, then comes back at the very end, and he's like, "Hey brother, I lived," and they're like, "Brother, thanks," and then they fucking fight, and then dude, I don't know if you've never seen it or don't remember the ending.
So let me explain my history to this because it's long. I actually have a very long history with this show.
Okay.
When I was getting into toku and Guyver was very prevalent, so this is around 2005-ish, anime was out. I had bought it. I had watched all the anime, and I was just getting into toku at the time. That was when I told the story about getting into Kabuto and all that kind of stuff. It was around that time period. I had learned about Guyferd. Also, being a Capcom boy, I was like, yo, I'm gonna find every nook and cranny of this fucking shit because I love Capcom. I found this show, but I can never, ever, ever, and we're talking like 10 years of trying to find something, and by like trying, I mean like every once in a while I would Google it and nothing else would come up. Trying to find solid subs of this. It was always like raw.
It was on Laserdisc the whole time.
It was on Laserdisc the whole time. I fucked up. But I was trying to find this, and then again, we have a friend, a nerd named Mark, who is very good at finding things. And shout out, dude, if you're watching. Was able to find solid subs for this and was able to get it. And I was very excited to watch it. And then I was so excited, I only watched 5 episodes because I don't have a lot of free time. But this is like 10 years in the making of trying to watch this. And I'm not going to lie, as I was watching it, I was like, I definitely hyped this up in my head more than what this was going to be.
I mean, I expected 90s camp. I got all the 90s camp I could handle, plus an anime.
My thing was when you use words like Kamen Rider and Guyver and Fist of the North Star as comparisons, you have me sold, and that puts a certain image in my head. When you deliver something like Guyferd, I go, I get why it didn't get a sequel.
It didn't even get toys much. Like,
no.
Here, I found these.
There's like a vinyl toy line, and that's about it.
these are like the toys I had when I was a kid.
Yeah, like these like dollar store vinyl dudes.
Yeah.
That's about it. So
And then I saw these,
that's the
and I'm
Guyborg
like,
there. There's the mass-produced Guyborg. This is
do I go?
Bicross back here.
Oh, here's so the Guyborgs get an upgrade called the Fangs, which I really liked.
Yeah,
So-
they're the mass-produced version of the Guyborgs.
So like, okay, so I'm gonna throw that out there. I saw the Guyborgs and I'm like Anzen, and then Guyver, and I'm like full breach, and I'm like, fuck, I see why I dig this. I see why I would like this, and that's kind of what hooked me in. And
Tim is
these
mentioning
Fangs-
there's a Guyferd PS1 game too.
really,
Yeah, I gotta find this real quick. But continue. Full
oh,
breach.
now I'm in. But well, no, just the little hints here of the Guyborgs being mass produced. I was like, oh yeah, I love that shit.
Mhm.
And then the main character being the same as them, just with a little bit extra. And I'm like, yep, I love this kind of shit. That's my shit right
Yep.
there. I am here for the whole thing. And like I said, we only talked about the first. There are 2 other arcs where there's like it goes more anime, the stakes,
Mhm.
but they still treat it with the same slice of life stuff. So it's like again, the formula doesn't break. They just introduce these heavy
What the fuck is this game? Sorry.
elements. No, you're good. Now I'm curious.
No, so this game is first person.
What?
Yeah.
First person PS1?
Yeah. This game is
Oh.
first person, and it's kind of just like a room, escape the room type thing. This is a weird ass game.
My brain is not processing any of that. And it's from Capcom.
And it's
What?
It's from Capcom.
And he never looks that badass in the show, mind you.
No.
The opening sequence is that, and he never looks that badass.
No. Yeah, apparently it's just kind of like running around rooms. There's no actual like fighting or anything.
So why?
Why make it
They just must
Guyferd?
have had like something in a bin where they're
Oh,
like,
this absolutely was like a different game, and then they were like, "Here you go, yeah, sure, whatever. Here, take it. Shut
Yeah.
up, everybody,
We need
shut up."
something, some kind of something for this. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I
Is
don't
it
know.
like,
It
is
looks
it like
like
a Dragon Quest?
no. This looks like old school Persona without the actual battles.
What is that henshin? That henshin doesn't happen at all.
No,
What is that?
no, the weird spin Guyver thing or the Guyborg.
The Guyborg dude, the special one, even the special one in the show, he's not that special. That's
No.
a dope ass looking Guyborg. I like it. That's dope henshin. He just his
He
clobber attack.
Spin. Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
okay, so that's a thing that happened. Good lord, that looks terrible. I was gonna say we can check it out, but I'm not gonna check that out. So sorry,
Okay,
guys.
here's-
Getting kind of back to Guyferd and Deathford. So we have a list. So the style of martial arts that they use also uses 7 different energies in which he creates his 7 techniques from. And I thought this was really fucking cool, honestly, because this sounds a lot like, and I didn't know this when I thought of this. This sounds a lot like what we're doing with Izga. So yeah, I thought
Like
this
I
was
said,
really fucking cool. And I was
so many
like, oh,
elements.
hell yeah.
Go ahead.
So we have the first technique we see from Guyferd, Kyokuseiken, the ultimate star fist, which utilizes the star energy, and Guyferd can deliver this powerful move as his final attack. He punches a Hadouken at people and they explode.
It's straight. There's
Straight
a
up, he does the pose, and then he goes wham and just fires a Hadouken at someone. The next one we get in the show, just because I remember it specifically, was Bakuraiha, or the depth charge attack, which is a dope name. And it utilizes metal energy, and Guyferd uses the air currents to deliver a flying dropkick against his opponents. Which, the first time he uses it, it's just like a Kabuto sidekick. It's not an actual, like, dropkick.
Fucking cool as shit, man.
So cool. And then the third one we get, he uses against the Tarantula Pro Wrestler, is Jiraishin. Utilizing earth energy, Guyferd delivering a crushing kick upside the head at blinding speed. And by blinding speed, his foot went here. They literally had a fake foot. It glue, like literally, like, and he just bonks her in the head and she explodes. And I was like, that's my fucking move right there.
You drop to the dome, she was done. It was fucking
like
great.
He straight up like holds his calf, the foot up in the air, and he just like bonk.
Let's keep a kick. That was fucking cool.
So after that, I don't know what order they're in after this, so I'm just gonna read them. Rekageki is the blazing hit. And utilizing fire, that's the aura. Utilizing fire energy, Guyferd rapidly punches his opponent before using a smashing blow with his right fist. Yeah. And then we have Fukuranbu, Airflower Dance. Utilizing natural energy, Guyferd repeatedly executes a dropkick attack on his opponents. We have Saigekishu, smashing hit kick. Utilizing water energy, Guyferd uses a dropkick to severely wound his opponents. And Geki Ryusho is the thrusting dragon attack, utilizing aerial energy, which I don't know if you noticed this. He mentions it in the training. Every time or every energy that they use is a different color. So every one of these attacks is a different color. I don't know if you noticed that.
I noticed the one was red.
So the first one is Star. It's like a gold. That's the one he always fires out of his hand. And then the landmine kick thing was like a purple-ish. And then the what was the other one? The hell was it called? The death charge attack. The death charge was purple. The Jinraishin was like green or blue. I forget which one it was, but they were all different colors. And the master guy actually mentioned that. He's like, this is our style that utilizes all of these energies, and the key changes color depending on the energy that you're using. He does mention that when he's doing his like kata thing.
That's when I legitimately was like, Fist of the North Star. This is straight up Fist of the North Star. Yes. I remember. That was so early.
And then, so there's one final attack that happens in the last episode, and that is the Renki Kyokuseiken, the combined energy ultimate star fist. And used in the final episode of the series, a powerful attack resulting in the combination of Guyferd and Deathford's Kyokuseikens.
That is, listen, so it doesn't end very well.
No.
It's not a happy ending.
No.
But they definitely go out like G's.
That's
so like, I was like, oh, there's no way that they do a happy ending after that. There's no way. And they didn't. And I was like, okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that. Because there was that ass pull would have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought that was dope. That's part of the things that like draws me to this, because I love that dumb, like I said, anime martial arts shit where they're like calling out their attacks as they do them. I love that stuff. I think it is fantastic. If everything could do that and have a tournament arc, I would watch everything. So,
but it legitimately is like the last thing he does in every fight. So it's not like he's launching these attacks. And they're like,
which I kind of wish he was, honestly. I wish he was like using these like actual techniques against people and like being like, Seki Ishu, here you go, Jinraishin. And then every time he could end with like Kyokuseiken kind of thing.
He would just be fucking struggling and then just go, Mesuts.
He just launches into the air and he's like,
you know the love that I have for the Misogi, but I would just love to see that land. I just want to see it land.
The only time I need to see a Misogi actually land is if it is played with the Street Fighter Cross Tekken fucking animation where the ground like shatters and lava comes out and shit.
I'll take it.
If it's not that one, I'll also take what's his face, Papa from King of Fighters, Takuma. I forgot his name for a second.
Oh, yeah.
His Misogi. He has the Misogi where he goes up first. He does a Shoryuken up, and then he comes down with the Misogi.
I'm telling you something about this chop, dude. But
the tiger splitting chop.
He literally, the show literally ends on a very bittersweet note, and it's like I was okay with it because knowing that it's been never revived. It's
never. Literally, I've never heard either company ever talk about this show ever.
There is a successor, though, correct?
Is there?
Grand Taser?
No, that has nothing to do with this.
Nothing to do with even the same.
Do with this. Okay. It is a totally different thing altogether.
So then what I'll take away from this is a moment in time that encapsulates the perfect 90s tropes.
Yeah.
but go in with it expecting a slice of life, not Dragon Ball Z. So,
but it tries.
Yeah.
It tries to be Dragon Ball Z. Let me tell you.
Dragon Ball. It has Bulma. It has a Bulma.
It has a Bulma. It has a Krillin, kind of. I would say the Doctor dude is Krillin. The Professor guy, I think he's Krillin.
He's amazing. He's charming as shit.
He is.
A dumb.
I like whenever like him and Ray have their stupid like we're probably just gonna kiss at some point moment. He's always like, "Hey, break it up. Hey, you kids."
Because it is creepy. It is creepy.
A little creepy. She's like 15.
Something
like that. Something lower. I don't know exactly what, but she's still in school, and that's too young. So
but I feel that's why they gave us that other chick in the show, the doctor lady, the evil one, because
Shion?
there's the second arc. Shion becomes this little number, and this was nice every time she popped up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. I will have to finish Guyferd now. So
all right. So, but eye candy aside, literally, when she takes on this form, it's like hell bent on revenge, and I'm like, oh, this Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love this like Carmen Sandiego half cowl thing she's got going on.
It's nice. It is nice.
Kind of dope.
She's just all angry, and I'm like, oh shit, that's cool. And guess what, Carl? I don't know if you remember or not, but like, spoilies, she becomes a fucking brain.
Oh, does she? I never actually saw it, so I wouldn't know.
Yep. So they take this beautiful character who they develop into this angry fireball, and then
make her a brain.
When her vengeance doesn't go her way, they make her a brain.
Yeah, they're like, we must preserve this intelligence.
Yeah, so it's very fucked up because, like I said, it gets very deep. It becomes very anime, and then they do dark shit like that.
Yeah.
I think Go dies like at least twice in this, and then they do like a revival thing. He dies the first time when they're doing like this hunt for the magical fucking MacGuffins.
Yeah.
And then he fuses with the one, which is where he gets the one power up, like I was talking about.
Does his form actually change, or he just gets that little belt thing?
It's just the belt thing. It's literally just the belt thing. But the belt is supposed to symbolize the second birth, the second chance at whatever.
All right.
And I mean, I guess. But the thing is, like, some of this didn't need to be there. Like a gun would have been nice. You know what I'm saying?
Like a gun.
There's a scene, and I don't know if you saw it, but the doctor goes, "Oh, he fires like this major hand cannon, and it blows off a villain, and it ends them." And he goes, "I should build one of these." And then the detective is like, "Yes, but then I'd have to arrest you for mishandling weapons."
Yes,
and
I do remember that because I remember specifically this thing is a fucking Uzi with a silencer on it.
And I go, "Oh, okay, I guess for legal issues, he doesn't."
Because kids don't play with guns. That's why.
I know, and I'm like, "Oh, kid show." It's like, I understand now. I understand why they went so hard with the way they did it, and like, all in all, I'm glad I watched it, but I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
That's fine. Yeah, this is absolutely like after years of wanting to see it and now finally watching it. I'm gonna finish it. I'll probably finish it because I'm taking the week off next week from streaming, just so you guys know. I'll probably finish it next week and probably watch more Hibiki and Akito. But it's definitely one of those like, I'm glad I finally watched it. We can close this chapter and move on. Because like this premise is so fucking cool. Like this is all the shit I get hype about, right? Like everything about this, like it's got weird space alien things fused with tech stuff, you know, fused with martial art techniques, fused with some homeless man who wants to learn all of the martial arts, basically Ryu, which I guess I'm gonna have to get those gloves too, so that's a whole thing. Yeah, the fucking motion sensor gloves, but that's a whole other conversation. Like, it's everything that I love. It's just like, this show isn't very good. So that's fine. It's charming, it's fun, it's just not very good. And I wonder if, I don't think Toho and Capcom ever did another series like this where they partnered up for something. I can kind of see why, but like, get me Guyferd in a Marvel vs. Capcom game, or like get Capcom versus Toho or Capcom versus Toei. And
All right.
yeah.
Let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Congratulations, Carl. You get to have Guyferd as a DLC in your upcoming The Fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
What's his moveset and what does he play like?
Oh, my man is just gonna straight up play like Kenshiro and fucking the Fist of the North Star fighting game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's his whole, like all of his special moves are just these fucking special moves. That's all it is. Like my man's gonna be a hard karate man, and then he'll just be like Kyoko Seiken, Reki Gaki.
How he should have been.
How he should have been. Yes, absolutely. And those will be like, you know, he's gonna be the most straightforward of these people, but he'll look the coolest. So yeah.
I dig it, man. So recommend, dude. Please watch.
Yes. I do recommend just for like a super duper, like Toku's niche as fuck, but this is like the niche of the niche inside of Toku. This is up there with like what the fuck were those Bravestorm shows that we learned about? Like this is up there with like that pocket.
Damn, Bravestorm.
Yeah. Like Red Baron, whatever, and something else.
It's the shit we find.
Yeah. So check it out. It's only 26 episodes. As I just don't have a lot of free time. That's the reason I didn't finish it. It had nothing to do with like not enjoying it, anything like that. I just didn't get a chance to finish it. So yeah, no, this is super dope. I'm gonna finish it, and like even with the quirky, I definitely fell asleep like through halfway one of these episodes, but like I was still loving every second of it. But I also like you guys, I work all day and then I try to watch what we have to watch, and then I come do the podcast. So like if I fall asleep or say I fell asleep, it's not necessarily because I'm bored.
It's a compliment, man.
Yeah, it's very relaxing to me. It means I can calm down.
Yes, there it is. You're taming beast. It's a Toku team. Thanks.
Yep. That's what it is.
Speaking of beasts. Should
we tackle the beast that is Kamen Rider GOTCHARD?
Yeah. Okay. So like, all right. I was at work when that dropped, and I almost dropped everything I had in my hand because I was like, holy shit, this synopsis. I was reading and I was scrolling and I'm like, where do I start? So let's start with the design. Yep. We got the release, but like you said, seeing it in motion is always the secret of the sauce.
Yes.
And it works.
Yeah, we got to see it in motion, surprisingly.
Yeah, and it does a pose, which is very, very gimmicky. I love it. It's just the more I think of it, it's like, what is he doing? I'm thinking he's snatching cards out of this. It's gonna be so anime, bro. It feels so anime already that this dude is like, or chick. I don't know.
It's a male, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So before we get into all that, let's break down what this is. So as you guys know, this is the newest Kamen Rider. This is the 38th overall. Wow. And this will premiere September 3rd at 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. And the story, here we go. This is the blurb we have so far. Alchemy is a pseudoscience that attempts to create gold from various different combinations. Equivalent exchange. One experiment to do so artificially brings to life a race of creatures, and the story revolves around an era where these experiments were being conducted in secret. In the story, the artificial life forms known as chemis, made to imitate things that exist in the world, such as grasshoppers, were created from the art of the best alchemy techniques. Each and every one of them were carefully stored in Ride Chemi cards until they were accidentally released all at once into the wild. Gotta catch them all. Our main protagonist, Hotaru Ichinose, is entrusted with a gacha driver and the mission to recollect the chemis that have been released into the world. Some are well suited for human companionship and have resonated with a good heart. That was a weird sentence, but they're well suited for human companionship and resonate with a good heart. Hotaro confused them with. I can't think when I read, guys. I'm just reading. Hotaro confused them.
There,
yeah.
I read.
Like listen. It wasn't my strongest thing. Popcorn reading terrified me. Hotaro confused them. Confuse with them and transform into Kamen Rider GOTCHARD. However, those that are influenced by human malice, there is a danger of then birthing monsters known as Amalgam. This is the story that explores the nature of good and evil, which are two sides of the same coin. Will GOTCHARD be able to collect them all, or will he let his carelessness mark the destruction of the world?
is carelessness. Do you know how much fun that's gonna be? This character is either gonna be Deadpool
Yep.
in his like complete jackassery, or we're gonna hate this fucking guy.
So I think, and part of this is just this like collect them all aspect. I think he's going to be very much like a I'm going to be the best in the world Ash Ketchum kind of bubbly.
Yeah,
but at the same time, people are going to be like, this dude just got fucking murdered. Can you relax for 2 seconds and take this seriously?
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta catch them all. This is gonna be
like,
great.
Cammys, yeah. And they're like, oh my God, he just robbed 19 old ladies. Relax.
What was the one anime where the kid got a harsh reality check? Like fucking all of them?
Yeah.
So like this is gonna be so much fun. I'm excited, bro. The design is very and that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like this is gonna be a very kid friendly because you got the goggles on the head. And I saw goggles and I thought tie.
Yep.
I thought
I loved it too, by the way. I thought they were a sick little thing. The one Kira Major, the 6 Kira Major has them on a head too. I think these look way better personally, but I'm also biased. So, it is what it is. But here's the poster for you guys at home. Here's the GOTCHARD poster if you haven't seen it yet. You can see all the cards. This is his main set. This is Steam Hopper, I think it's called, is his main form. It's the blue form here. So it's based on a train and the grasshopper. So, and then I can't really see what any of these other ones are, to be honest. I'm sure someone has like picked them apart. There's a praying mantis up here. I see that. And then look at this sick bike that he's going to use for all of 2 episodes. I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Listen,
someone was arguing with me on Twitter that they're going to use it more than twice. And he's like, but the Boost Fox showed up. I was like, it's not the motorcycle though. How many times did he actually ride the motorcycle? Get out of my face.
He smashed people with it more than he rode it.
Yeah.
So,
like he just threw the CG Fox at people more than anything. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm looking
Railroad Wire. So, Lupin J mentioned that the fucking who was it? I was like, well, he was saying like all of the Railroad Rider. Don Momotaros used his bike more than all the Railroad Riders combined, and it was like what's in the first episode. Oh my God.
It's true though, man, and that's the harshness. It's like we know what we hope, we expect more, but well, okay,
Yeah, like I know that stuff's expensive, but like, please, can we?
We want it. We want it. So don't make it seem like it's not us.
Yeah, but like bike and poster aside, what do you think of this suit?
Bro, I'm telling you, like it won me over because I feel this childish vibe coming from this character. The movement, this whole action, that simple pose is like this is a kid. And I really hope that they embrace this kid aspect because we just got Ace, who's the coolest of the cool. I can't be touched. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then we have Buffa, who is the absolute badass, and Kawa, who's unfortunately Kawa. So, I'm really looking forward to a main rider who is somebody engaging, somebody who's like driving the story, not just reacting to everything. Maybe I'm being very hopeful, but yeah. What else do I got right now? I have
my biggest thing, honestly, was this fucking banger of a song that played on this video.
Bop?
Yeah, that little bop.
You think they're gonna go that route? You really think?
I hope so, man. I thought this was sick as hell.
Listen, can we tell everybody the struggle that was like the last month or 2 of us trying to find music for these characters that we like, just the endless barrage of no.
Yep.
No.
I have an entire playlist of like maybe we'll come back to it.
Yeah. And then GOTCHARD, and then they start playing hip hop and you're like, and I'm like, wait, that fucking works. Holy shit.
Like, and it's nice because it's like this cool like lo-fi beat, like it's good. Like it's sick. It works. And like, who would be super into that? A younger dude. Like the younger generation is definitely way more into that kind of thing, and definitely is like, I shouldn't say the younger generation. That's not true. But you know what I mean? Like I feel like it's more associated with a younger individual than it is an older person. You know what I mean?
I find 3 more gray hairs with every song that's like back from the 90s.
I sneeze and one grows. Like,
oh no, I believe what you're saying. I think marketing has like kind of made this decision to be like, let's give this a shot. Yeah. It could only go the way of what?
Street Fighter 6. They steered back into the hip hop, man, and I don't hate it. I fucking love it.
See, and I'm just saying, like,
And it's a different vibe, you know. I'm so down for trying different vibes. Like we're trying it a lot lately. It's like we talked about ad nauseum when we were talking about the big three the other week. Like I am so down for Ryder trying something different. And if it's like more of a hip hop vibe, I'm here for it. And I don't mean hip hop like Gaim hip hop. I mean like actual hip hop. No, I don't need more like Pokemon dance battles. Just give me the Pokemon battles, and that's apparently what we're getting here.
You know, it's Revice Subaru rapping. You know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up. I apologize.
I honestly forgot about that individual until you just brought him up again. So
I will never forget Subaru. Never.
Literally try to forget him every chance I get. So,
no.
And I can't escape it. I literally can't escape it. So
you have to face the evil, bro, because we can't kick him in the face.
Because I can't face him because I'd fucking do something, probably put me in jail. So, you know, that's fine.
But back to the point is, yes, I think the 10 seconds or 15 seconds of a song was enough of a vibe that if they do pursue that, I am for it.
Yeah. You know, I was talking about how, you know, editing the Y videos, I really appreciate like the insert songs and things like that a lot more now. It'd be really cool to have like all of the insert songs and everything kind of be this vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I think that'd be really sick. Even if it's not like the main theme or anything, like that's really the biggest thing I'm learning from doing these Y videos is like the main theme has a vibe, right? And usually it's like kind of the show, but like the insert songs really have a vibe and it really sets the tone and it really makes these shows what they are. Music in general is just to get on my fucking soapbox about like editing and music and things. Music will literally make or break a scene and edit anything. Never underestimate the power of audio and good audio. If you guys are into content creation, things like that. If you're going to put money and dump it into something, get good audio stuff. And like, you know, music, all that kind of things. So having like listening to Revice, right? Like we all know how I feel about Revice at this point. It's not my favorite. It's fine. Whatever. But like the soundtrack and the OST to Revice is like wildly fucking cool. Wildly cool. Like it just has, you guys can go watch, if you want to know what I'm talking about, go watch the Veil video, because that's not just Veil songs. Like that's all across Revice. There's a tone to it, and that tone is kind of crazy.
It's dude, Yukimi's theme alone. Yukimi's theme, it sets this, like you're saying, the insert songs create the texture of a character.
Yeah.
In what you're saying. Like I feel however much I like Surprise Drive, right? Fucking spinning wheel.
Yeah.
Just as good. Just as good.
And then you know what? Like I'm sure if you go into the like the just the soundtrack ones, like the episode to episode soundtracks where like that are playing when like Go and Shinosuke are talking, like I'm sure that has a totally different vibe that like you may not have even noticed when you're watching the show. You know what I mean? Like there's subtle tracks that just add to the feel and the ecosystem of the episodes.
Like the Ace thing in Geats, it's that do 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 that little chime.
Like there's little chimes in there, and like it's really cool when you get things like Hibiki, where like all of the characters have the remix of their theme with their individual instruments, and then they're kind of overlaid when they're like on screen together, and then like when different, you know what I mean? Like they're mentioned, and then like you'll hear a little and he like mentions Ibuki or something like that. You know, that kind of like stuff like that is so freaking cool. And Tim in the chat is mentioning that SSS Gridman's writer is writing for GOTCHARD, and that's fucking cool. I'm down for that.
Isn't there another writer too? Hold on, who else? Who else is writing?
There's a pretty stacked little crew here.
Who's
so
on
the
this
director is Ryuta Tasaki. Let's see what else he's done. A bunch of Agito, a bunch of Ryuki, a bunch of Faiz, Kabuto. He's been around for Kamen Rider forever. And he did a couple episodes of Geats. He did Heaven and Hell Game and The Last Judgment. Ooh, let me see. Which one's The Last Judgment? The Jamato Grand Prix. Oh, it's the last episode of the Jamato Grand Prix. That was a pretty solid episode. So cool. And let's see, did a couple episodes in 01. A lot of Zio. Whatever. Directing and being quality are two very different things, like quality writing. So, you know, did a bunch of Build, it looks like. A couple episodes in Ghost.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's been around Kamen Rider for a minute, and he's directing it. It looks like he's the main director, and then the main writer is Keiichi Hasegawa, or one of the main writers, I should say.
Keiichi Hasegawa.
Yeah. He's a secondary writer of Double, Forze, Drive, Ghost, and Saber.
Oh.
And he is a co-head writer with Hiroki Uchida. Hiroki Uchida, I think, is the SSS Gridman guy. I think. But he wrote for she wrote for X and Orb.
Oh.
Yeah.
I liked him. So, yeah, bonus. Sweet.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Two cards.
Oh, Hasegawa was the Humagear in the last episode of Saber. That was the writer when they had that random Humagear in Saber at the end. That was Hasegawa. There you go. Fun fact. So, yeah. And then the action director is Hirofumi Fukuzawa, who is...
Wait, no, not as... he's just fucking Humagear 7.
Yeah, no, he's like just the dude who shows up at the end. Yeah. So, I think it's the same dude and company that's been doing it forever at this point. So, either way, choreography is always fucking on point. So, it doesn't matter. But, like, they do something simple like this pose where he claps his hand and goes, "Woo, yeah." Like, yeah. It's so simple and it's so fucking satisfying. And I love it.
I'm sold, man. I've been sold because of it. I mean, the alchemy alone means, like, there's going to be strategy, I hope, involved in these battles rather than just punch kick, you know. Like I hope that this Pokemon thing means that they're gonna have probably a gratuitous amount of CG, but then again, they seem to be going that way anyway. So
yeah,
if they have like a Pikachu, you know, like,
yeah, so there's a lot more on the website here that kind of goes more into that.
Go for it.
Yeah. So Kemi is a reassuring existence that will be. This is also Google translated, just so you guys know. If it resonates with a good heart, we read that. Monster Amalgam is two sides of the same coin. Hotoro's catchphrase is "Gotcha." This is the English slang meaning "I did it" or "I caught it." But will Hotoro be able to gotcha all 101 Kemis?
Ooh. I like that.
Yeah. Shiny blue plated body. The charm point is the arrow mark on the mask, which I always thought was very, very cool. The eyes are the arrows. When a new Kamen Rider is announced, it is its form that attracts attention. But the feature of GOTCHARD is a bright blue body wearing a black bodysuit. When the sun shines on it, it sparkles so brightly that it seems to embody the bright and energetic personality of the main character. There you go.
See? Yeah.
Hotoro. Another big charm point is that the compound eyes of the mask look like two arrows facing each other. It expresses the alchemist likeness of fusing two powers to create a more than double the power. Takara Taro selects two Ride Kemi cards and transforms them into Kamen Rider GOTCHARD by alchemying them with the gotcha driver. The key visual that has been lifted this time depicts the Grasshopper Kemi, Hopper 1, and Steam Locomotive Kemi, Steamliner, and transforms him into GOTCHARD Steam Hopper, which is his base form. So yeah, there's 101 of these things, and they're releasing them in booster packs.
So cool.
So I don't know if it's going to be based like each booster pack 1 has these cards, or booster pack 2 has these cards, or if it's going to be like booster packs where it's random.
You know what it's like? It's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. You gotta have the code.
Oh no. You have to buy like the belt to get the code to unlock it.
You have to have enough star chips.
Oh no.
Each one is like 999.
Yeah, I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much. But not gonna lie, this could be our chance to get a true Kamen Rider TCG, which there was one in the past, apparently. I've never played it. I want to check it out. But
was there?
Apparently, Squall Charleston, everyone would probably know who's listening to this. If you don't, go check him out. He has played it, and I think has it. There was a Kamen Rider TCG at one point. I think around the time Wizard was around, like when they tried that weird, the weird Skylanders thing. They tried that too. That failed miserably.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But yeah, this could be our first chance to get like a legit, and I will tell you right now, if there is, we're playing it on stream, and I'm gonna drag your ass into this shit too, and we're playing it. So
a card game, bro, I'm down
Yeah.
for card.
Like, how cool would it be where it's kind of like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh, but you have to fuse two of these chemis together to like summon someone.
Do you not follow like my addiction that's like itching again? Like they mentioned cards, and I'm like, that old Rob, you know, MTG Rob is like, you know, it'll be okay, you know, it's fine if you pick up
It's
the
fine.
set.
Yeah. Like you'll buy the structure deck and then 900 fucking booster packs.
And then I realized that the Lord of the Rings came out, like a set for that came out, and I don't care about the controversy. It's fucking Lord of the Rings, man. Like it's.
And then you find out that they had a whole ass fucking Godzilla Commander series.
Dynasty, like a fuck. There's like, and
There's
then
near ones now. I was like, what is happening? There's Baki ones, I'm pretty sure.
What?
Yeah, there's an anime, and I'm pretty sure it's Baki.
Oh,
hang
God.
on.
Oh yeah. But okay, so you're giving me that, which is where I think the alchemy comes into place. Like you have to have like 2 steps ahead of your opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just like not have a game plan. It's just so much. It could be so good. But then again, it's also Rider, and I might be putting too much thought into that.
Yeah.
But
all I'm saying is like, you know, just give me a card game and I'll play it.
oh yeah, anyone. I'm just hoping that the card game is a major aspect, and it's not just like Blade, so to speak.
Oh yeah,
Excuse
they
me.
did do Street Fighter. I forgot they did Street Fighter.
Really?
Yeah, they did Street Fighter. Yeah, but they did Godzilla. I don't remember what it is. But they did Godzilla, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. So
But it's the cards are a thing for me, and
they did
these
Warhammer
guys-
too. I forgot about that. I forgot they did
Oh.
Warhammer.
Blood for the blood.
Yeah, the blood for the blood. I think that's actually one of the red cards.
Oh, let's find it. Blood for the blood. God.
Yep,
MTG.
I have to find it. Warhammer crossover MTG.
UG.
Let me see, because I know the fucking dudes were the Space Marines were like the main thing, and then there's some Chaos Marines in here.
I don't know if this is legit. Oh, it might be. This might be legit. Yep. There we go. Blood for the blood. Wow.
It is one of the cards, right?
Yep. Blood for the blood. God.
Yep.
Let me clean that up. I think this one's cleaner. There you go.
Abbott on the Despoiler. There he is. Inquisitor Greyfax. Yep. Oh, the Silent King is here. Zarek.
This spell, one less to cast for each creature that died this turn. Discard your hand, then draw 8 cards. Holy shit. Blood for the blood god deals 8 damage to each opponent. Because of course you have to exile it. Because
Yep.
why? Why would you be able to recast that mother? It's an instant? I'm sorry, it's an instant?
So you could just do 8 damage to people whenever the fuck you want.
And get a whole new hand and just fucking go.
Perfect. Perfect.
And then every creature that died that, and then you wait.
Yep.
So like, are you done? You're
Yeah.
done.
That sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh! That's great.
Listen. I may or may not have to go and watch the what are they called? The brothers in the maze. What were they called?
Oh, yes.
Pandora.
The Gate Guardian. They use the
Pandora.
Gate Guardian.
those-
Hang on. I'm gonna
Let me tell you about my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh episodes of all
Yo,
time.
I
Like,
had those on VHS, and I recorded over a lot of episodes, but those were the ones. It was like the 3 episodes they were fighting. Yugi and Joey were fighting them.
yo, let me tell you how much love I have for those episodes.
Yeah,
That
the
shit-
Paradox Brothers.
Paradox. Thank you. Wait, what did I say?
Para
Whatever.
and Dox.
Yes. Those
They
two.
use the Gate Guardian, who it is still one of the sickest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! I fucking love that thing. It's so dope.
Suijin, Kazen-jin, whatever Jin, Raijin,
Yeah, it's Raijin, Suijin, and Fuijin, or something like that.
whatever. Yeah.
It's the 3 like elemental god dudes. So I think it's Raijin, Fujin, and Suijin.
Haha. One of them talked
Haha.
like this. You cannot stand up to our combo.
Yeah, but they talked like they were in a 70s martial arts movie. It was great.
It was the best part of the episode is that and it had suspense because they could have lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they weren't
Because like
lose.
they introduced this new thing where they had to like fight in the labyrinth, and they had to like move to each other to like do damage to them, and they had that fucking like maze labyrinth tank thing that was just tearing everything up it went through. And then I think that's the one where Yugi like uses the catapult turtle and Karibo.
Yeah.
I think that's how he wins. Yeah.
Something like that. Let's not get into how Yugi cheats to win most of his battles, because
Listen,
that's
the heart of the cards is literally just drawing whatever the fuck you want. So
cheating. Like, he just steps on the table, kicks the guy in the face, and says, "I won, right?"
Yeah.
No life points anymore. Okay,
Yeah.
we're done.
he just like rear naked chokes a motherfucker, and he's like, "How many life points you got left? How many life points you got left?"
He's like gliding the starships out while he's putting
He's like, heart of the cards, bitch.
I really thought that Yami was a cheater, legitimately cheating.
I mean,
that's why
so apparently the power of the box, the puzzle box, has something to do with like why he's able to always draw the correct card. Like, that's the puzzle box's power. Like, you know, Pegasus's eye could like see the hands. This was like it could always draw the card that it needs, kind of thing. Or it has a higher chance of drawing the card that it needs. But also, I feel like they kind of redid that where in V-Reigns, which is the only other season I've really watched, V-Reigns, they do it in an MMO. Like, they play the whole thing in like a VR MMO kind of thing.
That's interesting.
And so they all get like their own unique ability. And his ability is out of a data storm, is this like tornado that just cuts through the world every once in a while, and they can do whatever. He's able to pull a new card out of it, and it's always like the next, you know, fucking poster monster for his deck.
What?
Yeah, he can just fucking like use a fucking passive character ability to just draw a new card he doesn't have.
These guys cheat.
Yeah.
They cheat.
Yep. So
I just want 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Was that really that much?
you can get that for like $4,000 because you got 400 because it's like 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons inside a real metal briefcase. So it's like the legit metal briefcase. Says Kaiba Corp on it, everything. It's legit.
I'll pay that.
Yeah, like it's a straight up aluminum briefcase with 3 fucking blue eyes in there.
No problem. Easy money.
Yeah.
Pay that gladly. Holy shit. See, so GOTCHARD.
So GOTCHARD. There is actually one more thing I want to talk about when it comes to GOTCHARD.
Yes.
And this is the rumor we had mentioned earlier. We're pulling the pin out of the wall on this and coming back to it.
Yeah,
so
we'll be back.
Masahiro Inoue has hinted or spoiled, I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, has basically mentioned GOTCHARD and potentially Decade returning in GOTCHARD. And the rumor is that he is the 3rd rider in GOTCHARD.
Could he be?
Could he what? Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Could he be trolling?
Could he be trolling? Absolutely, because he has his new show and no one fucking understands his new ass show. I've seen every episode and I still don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm gonna be honest with you.
All I know is that they transform like Transformers, and it's really weird.
They do like the Geats action figure thing, and I don't get it. Yeah, they like revolve on and like, you know, their head. Yeah, they kind of do like a Transformer Geats thing, and they slide a cell phone into their ear. I don't know. I don't know what's happening in that show, to be honest with you. I really don't. But the punch guy showed up, so that's neat. The green punch guy, yeah, he's neat, I guess. Yeah, he I don't know. I saw like the clip and I was like, I'm gonna come back to this, I guess, maybe. So yeah, Masahiro Inoue and Decade specifically are supposedly returning for GOTCHARD, and he's going to be the tertiary rider. And you know, everyone is like, oh, but he died in Decade 21. No one cares. Zio erased itself. Whatever. That suit's ugly anyway. We can just forget about it. But my point is he coming back as Decade? Is he getting a new gimmick? Like, is he getting a new pink driver? Is he getting, you know, there was that fan thing that we posted in the Discord that was like the gold version, which was sick looking.
It was nice.
Totally fan art, but it was sick looking. People are saying that he's going to get a gotcha driver, and it's interesting because we kind of have a supplemental thing to support that theory of why he's using a gotcha driver, and that is in Kamen Rider The Outsiders. So yeah, Kamen Rider The Outsiders, I have not. Have you actually watched any episodes of it? There's only 3 episodes right now.
I think we must, because
we're gonna have to check it out. But I have not watched any episodes. I've only seen clips. I kind of know it's just kind of like a battle royale of a bunch of actors coming back, a bunch of like bad guy actors. They're all like dark hero villains, that kind of thing. And specifically, I guess, spoilers for this newest episode. Here's your spoiler warning. They introduced a new Kamen Rider called Kamen Rider Zine. And Zane.
So Zane means everyone.
Everyone. and it is none other than Zeronos. And I think Yuki, whatever his name is, it's Zeronos, who is this character, and his driver is a weird amalgamation of multiple drivers. So it has the Towser fucking end on it. I don't know if you noticed that. That's like Towser's buckle. Yeah. His what the fuck were they called? Holy shit, I forget his gimmick.
Progress key. No,
progress keys. Yes, it was a progress key. Yeah. It has one of Towser's progress keys on the side, and then on the other side, it has the fucking blade like flip gimmick handle. Wild. And then in the center, it just has like this box, right? And everyone's like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And then, so what does this guy do? So when he henshins, he whips out these cards that you guys may recognize. They're fucking Decade Rider cards. And the first one he whips out is Cross Saber. Like, they're all final form cards. Oh, Muteki, I'm sorry. Muteki, yes.
The final form of X8, he's just like, whip.
Yeah. And so he drops it, and it shreds the card. It shreds the ride card. The card that Decade and DN use, he shreds it, and that uses his power.
Gone. And they're like, they even show the bits falling down. They're like, yeah, this is gone.
Yeah.
So
it's like, what the actual fuck? Okay. That's crazy. So if Decade is coming back in GOTCHARD, it could have something to do with whatever's going on in Outsiders and why he's taking up a gotcha driver and not just using his own driver.
So meanwhile, we're over here like trying to put straws together for GOTCHARD, but they're telling us that, guess what? You are now almost required to consume side content in order to possibly understand what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe. So if that's the route they're going, I mean, obviously we love to eat, but like now it's obligatory. Like the 3 episodes that have happened of The Outsiders, I don't even know how long apart they are, how frequently they.
The next one isn't until October, so like they're a few months apart.
So furthering my point, where we're just like we're consuming stuff that we're gonna forget about by the time it comes around to eat again. So I don't know. Like I'm obviously I'm on board for changing. Even something as monumental as Decade could be awesome, especially the fucking revelation that it's Yuki. Like, like Yuta. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just like, why him?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not ill. Why him?
Yeah.
Why? What's going on? Why him? What's going on?
And specifically, when it's revealed to be him, he's standing with Garen when he first shows up. And him and Garen have buddied in the past. So around the time of Drive, they were together a lot in the side story with Go and Yongo. They were in the Sango movie a lot together. Like, they're part of the secondary crew. Like, it's usually their crew, like, running around with the secondaries. Like, they usually lead it because, I mean, I'm sure they're just the actors. They keep getting back. But, you know, they're the ones kind of leading that crew in that whole little arc that they had. So we get to see them again together. And, yeah, Tachibana is back. So I don't know. I'm curious if this is going to be kind of hearkening back to when in Decade, when Kenzaki shows the fuck up and he goes, yo, bitch, let's tussle. So, like, it could be to finalize the passing of the guard. You know, they didn't do it right. So they're like, maybe we can get it right on this new anniversary, because this is also an anniversary season too, right? I don't think, is it? Yeah, I guess 73. Yeah. 55. 55. Fifth series. I thought Revise was, but it doesn't matter either way. I'm sure they'll figure out some kind of fucking
whatever. My point is like, if this is more than just we got the actor back, you know, let's just give him a new driver because we're done talking about Decade. I'd rather it be another send off to him, like, hey, let's do this shit right, because nobody likes 21. So and look at this, and again, the bastards did the palette that slaps. So this design is like, it's like a commander, you know what I mean? He's got like these pauldrons,
and it's like a Cerebral Tiger is the main body of the suit, but then they add like the fucking chest piece and all that stuff. It's cool looking. Like, I really like this kind of like swooping swallowtail cape thing it's got going on. I like it a lot.
but
So.
I'm just confused as to what they're doing.
Yes.
So I think we should check out The Outsiders to get on board and see where this is going to go. Maybe we have some
Sure.
predictions nobody else is thinking of.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, we get to see what's his face get his own rider form from Saber. Fucking Dust Boy from My Hero. Disaster. There we go. I forgot his name. Yeah, we get to see Disaster's Kamen Rider form, if nothing else. So that's neat.
Nate, the coolest rider to it. I mean, we'll see. It's the design and the palette are my have already got me. You slap gold and white and black and that on anything.
That blue looks real nice, though. I do like that kind of turquoise teal.
I'm not gonna argue the design is.
It also kind of matches GOTCHARD's blue. I'm just throwing that out there. Theory crafting.
Something about this blue. This blue is the secret sauce.
Like it absolutely does. Like, let me pull this up side by side here. Like that is very close to the blue. You got this here, and then you got this here. They're very close, kids. So, yeah.
That, of course, I found somebody already.
Yes, I saw this, and I don't hate it. I think it's cool. So, yeah, I'm really excited for GOTCHARD. I love card-based riders. If you guys didn't notice that, Blade. So yeah, I'm all for card-based riders. I think it's a sick gimmick. I think it's a nice, easy gimmick that can be very satisfying when done correctly. And if we get a TCG out of it, fuck yeah. I just want this helmet, honestly. I love how far the horns stick out of the side. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love that they like shoot out.
And I don't see like a basis for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't see hopper other than the antenna. You know what I mean? It's not like buggy.
Yeah. So when he henshins, there's a little gif of him henshining. There's, you see the goggles down and they open up. And when the goggles are down, let me see if I can find the picture. Yes, here we go. Here's the picture.
Show me.
Yep, I got you. So when he henshins, I don't know where this came from. I think there's a short video of him just like the suit powering on kind of thing.
What?
Yeah. So that's that, and then the goggles slide up, which is really cool. I kind of hope for like his final attack, the goggles slide back down. I think that'd be kind of cool, like Bumblebee style when he like puts the thing on the faceplate. I think that'd be kind of sick.
Or that's what he does when he goes to catch the fucking bugs.
Maybe,
the card.
yeah. When he like goes to throw his ruse card out there and catch him or whatever. I think that'd be kind of sick.
Listen, I can't explain how hype I am over nothing yet.
Yeah, over nothing, which means we're probably gonna hate this series because Geets, we were feeling the exact opposite. So
it's true.
God, I hope I don't hate it.
But King Oger has yet to disappoint.
It's true. I just hope I don't hate this Kamen Rider because I would love another great card-based rider. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see how Forze it feels with him being in high school and everything.
I'm okay. I think it's time to go back to Happy Go feels. We need that again because, dude, this world apocalypse ending is just like.
Oh no, that's gonna happen in the show.
Yes, but I mean, it could be smaller scale. It could be, like Forze again, where it's like the principal's the dickhead. Like let's do that. Let's go back and dial it back for a season. It's okay.
No, it's not. I want to be sad all the fucking time, please.
Poor Nail.
It's all right. She just wants to be loved. She got loved. That's the best part. Oh, it's the Four Aces movie, I think, is where this is coming from. What's up, Ken? What's going on, dude? Yeah, I think that's because that's like, how they always premiere in the thing. I think that's where this henshin is from. It's like a little clip from the Four Aces movie.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So his cameo.
Yeah. Like, how Ghost shows up and does that Ghost thing that is not like Ghost at all. Yeah, that kind of
thing. So this could not be GOTCHARD.
We're not going to see the actor, I'm pretty sure. It's always like they show up in the suit and they just do something,
That's not who they are at all.
Yeah, like they'll do, it's like kind of like a pilot. That's like the concept art, the concept pitch,
Have you already repressed the Revice and Vice?
The crossover episode? We're not going to talk about that.
So you have,
No, I repressed it 3 seconds after I watched it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just furtherance of that same point.
Yeah.
So this Gotchard we take with a huge block of salt.
So, I love this suit, man. I love the blue on this thing. I think it looks so sick. I just like I can't get over how tough this suit looks.
It's clean.
It's the clap, man. The fucking
It's all
hell yeah.
This is either gonna work or fall apart in the first episode.
I have a feeling this might be one of those ones where I really love everything in the rider suits, and the rest of it I'm not a huge fan of.
Could be.
I feel like it's going to be one of those, like, where it's kind of like Wizard, where I'm like, I love everything about Kamen Rider Wizard. Him in the suit, I'm all for it. Beast is whatever. We don't talk about Hyper Beast because that's a stupid form. But, you know, yeah, hyper. I feel like it's going to be like that, where I'm going to love every goddamn minute of him being in the suit and sigh heavily every time he's outside of it.
Yeah, it could be a I don't know, the hopeful Yugi version, the little one.
Yeah, it's fine.
I
I totally 100% agree. Like, I'm down for some lighthearted, you know, I'm down for a very positive writer. Like,
yes,
when it comes to, you know, I'm down for fucking Forza 2 Electric Boogaloo, as long as like the story itself is better. You know what I mean? Like, I'm down for Gentaro 2, where he's like, yeah, let's go, the hope of the people. And then, like, because it's also interesting to have someone like that be thrust into situations where it's like, yes, that person was murdered in front of you. Are you going to stay happy? Are you not? What's going to happen here? You know what I mean?
Because, yeah, if you do it right, you make that like the fucking the centerpiece. You know what I mean? You make the levity be the whole thing of the stories.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And it's like, how does this dude stay positive no matter what? And like, here you go. There you go.
Because the truth is that he's the most broken of all the characters.
Most likely, honestly. So
raised in a gutter that leaked every day.
He probably is a Kemi himself or some shit. So it's fine.
Ooh, Canon. Here we go. Already.
Yeah. Making the big predictions now.
Yep. He is the alchemy god. Oh, he's father.
he's just father. That's all it is.
Father. That's
done. He's the alchemy creation from Father, the guy who created all the alchemy things. He's the first Kemi. He's the 101. He's the one. So I'm excited. I'm curious to see where this goes. Like I said, I love this suit. I think the eyes are dope as hell. It's cool that the eyes match the foot too. I think that's a really cool thing. It has the arrows on the foot too. Yeah.
The arrow look, and the gimmicks are decent so far. I mean, we've only seen the belt, which is very, very belty. I don't see
very
any
belty.
like.
We'll see.
I don't.
It's apparently it's an LCD belt similar to the Vision Driver, so we'll see. Yeah. I'm curious if you're going to be like putting cards inside of it and then it like displays something. You know what I mean?
Scanners. So yeah, I'm assuming that's how it's going to operate.
So we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much all of GOTCHARD at the moment for right now. Like I said, it premieres in September, so we will tackle that once it shows up. And if we get a copy of the Geats movie before then, we'll definitely check it out and see what our first impression of GOTCHARD is.
You I mean, it's either going to be we're going to have a whole thing to talk about, or we're just going to mention it and move on. So we'll see.
Yes, the movie did come out, so that the movie comes out next week, 28th, the Geats movie. So I'm sure we'll get clips by then.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't we have them already, which is a shock.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised all of your guys' fucking TikTok shit. Because our Discord has turned into how many TikToks can we post in a day?
Because it's all like, this thing is so full of leaks, and like every time I go to my FYP, it's like, hey, GOTCHARD leak. And I'm like, do I really want to know?
No.
Yes. I do, but I don't, because I want to see it.
So we talked about this a little bit, and
true. It's toxic.
It's a little bit, and like part of me just got exhausted by it. That's really what it was the other night. Like, so I think it was last night actually, because the episode came on, and the newest episode of Kamen Rider, and of course 3 seconds after it came on, everyone had it clipped, ready to go. Like, before the episode even finished, they had the entire episode uploaded in parts to fucking TikTok, and you're sending them to me, and I was like, this is extremely overwhelming. The episode's not even over, and we already know what's happening in the episode. I don't like that. I'm not watching these anymore.
It's just the way that the impossibility of maintaining a leak is beyond hope anymore. Like, legitimate. It's like instantly it's there, and then it's like if I actively avoid it, it could be more work than just mentally ignoring it.
Yeah, and like it's not that because again, I have no problem with spoilers and things like that, because in my brain it plays out, but it's almost always different than how it plays out in the show. Or like if we see, I was talking about it the other day because also I want to get like your quick 2-minute input on this, and we'll just close it out with that. But the other day, you were there for it too. I streamed about how to get into Kamen Rider and fighting games. I did a whole big TED talk on this shit and how they're basically the same. And you know, for me, when it comes to, you know, I recommended researching a little bit. Like you watch matches in a Street Fighter game, you watch matches in whatever fighting game catches your eye, whether it's Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, whatever. You know, just research it a little bit, see some footage of it, see some real matches, not just like Joe Schmo number 7 fucking going on online mode and spamming Hadoukens for an hour. You know what I mean? Like go find a tournament and watch some of that footage, because that's really where you'll see like the epitome of like what this game is. And the Kamen Rider equivalent to that is like the Henshin Form of Finishers videos to me.
Fair.
So that's usually how I gauge how much I want to watch a show, right? Like I'll go through there, it'll show me kicks, they'll show me finishers, they'll show me forms, and I don't have a problem with that. I know some people may have a problem with that because that's spoilers, right? Like you know, some people don't want to know what their final form is. They just want to be surprised by it. Jem is one of those people. He doesn't really look at scans and stuff because he wants to be surprised by it.
Right.
So, you know, I get that aspect. For me, when I see that stuff, the lore behind it, because I love that shit, is way more interesting to me than seeing the actual form. Like what gets me hype is when, you know, he turns into this crazy white fox form and then he goes shh, and you know, he all of a sudden he's rewriting reality. And why? Like, how did he get that? Oh, it's a piece of his mom, and then he created it from that. And you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of thing that excites me more than the actual form itself. I mean, the form being hype helps too, but you know what I mean? Right. Like, the context around it is far more fascinating to me when it comes to spoilers than the actual, like, form happening.
When you've committed to a show and you invest even some aspect of interest, the payoffs are far beyond that. A spoiler doesn't mean anything to the context, the moment.
Exactly. Like I could see, we saw Zane, whatever the hell it's called, right? That's a spoiler. Whatever. I don't care about that. I kind of want to know why the fuck it's Yuta. Yeah, I keep forgetting. It's Zeronos. I want to know why that. Like, I know it's him. I know that, but like what keeps me still interested, like I know that can ruin it for some people, but what keeps me still interested is why. You know, I want to know why. So, and that's spoilers across the board, right? Like there's very few things where I'm like, nope, I don't want to know. I want to go cold turkey. Final Fantasy 16 is one of them. I have gone pretty cold turkey other than looking up some abilities. I don't know anything that happens in that story because I want to actually play and experience that story. Nier was that way the first time I went through all of the Niers. Yeah, I don't look stuff up when I try a new Nier. I gotta play the Drakengard games still, but like Nier, like I never looked up anything. I just wanted to play it. I wanted to experience it. Stuff like that. Like there's very few instances where I'm like, don't show me nothing. I want to be as surprised as possible and go in as cold as possible. But for the most part, if I see it, that's one thing. Experiencing it is a very different thing.
Yeah. No, I understand that. And I think I agree mostly. And the only thing is like when it comes to, I guess, finding what you're interested in, you did the visual thing. I went thematic. Like the first show I watched was Ryuki because of the ensemble rider. Like I wanted to see a bunch of different guys fighting each other. Who had the same relative power scale.
And part of it was like you go to Google, type in Kamen Rider, and just click on the one that looks the coolest to you. That's how you start this whole deep dive. You know what I mean? And then you find out, oh, that's Kamen Rider Ryuki, and then you go to YouTube and go Kamen Rider Ryuki, see what comes up. So it was like essentially that's how the initial thing would start. Like what catches your eye. And the entire thing was very similar to the how to get into fighting games video I made, where it's like, just do what you want to fucking do. No one's going to tell you. They're not you.
No, you're not wrong. You dive in wherever you want and swim all the way around.
Yeah,
so like
you can start whatever series you want. Don't listen to anyone who's like, you have to start at this one. You have to start at no, fuck that. You start wherever the hell you want.
We have a recommendation because it's like we've resonated with a particular thing and we think
and like I know
like, but
yeah, and like I know certain series that are more likely to catch most of my friends into this stuff, right? Like that's why I recommended Ryuki to you, because I knew it's a very even like Kamen Rider season. Like there's a little bit of it's Kamen Rider in a textbook, right? Like that. This is Kamen Rider, and then it has some other cool stuff.
Right.
Like it's essentially the giant tournament arc, stuff like that. Which I just personal bias. But like our buddy Mike. Akuma Luck, if you guys watch the over on Twitch, he jumps in every Monday, plays Street Fighter with us. He's watching Ryuki right now. He loves it as well. Like I just think it's a very good one for people to jump into because it's easy to digest and you kind of get an idea of what Kamen Rider is. But at the same time, if you see Hibiki and that weird niche avant-garde stuff is your thing, go for it. Hell yeah. Especially since we watched the first couple episodes. I am all for everyone watching Hibiki.
But bro, that's a perfect example. Like if I had watched Hibiki 10 years ago, when I first, I don't think I would have hopped on board.
Yes, and I talked about that too. Like it's interesting, and there's reasons why people jump off of them, and we kind of talked about it last week too when we were talking about Hibiki, right? Like the first couple episodes are not indicative of the entire thing and how you would get the entire picture, and that's why I always recommended watching 5 to 10 episodes like we do on here before we kind of get a gauge. So, yeah.
But absolutely, I agree with that. I just think like don't limit yourself just because it doesn't look like it's up your alley either. X8, okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
X8.
Yep. And also revisit ones you don't like. Like I did it with Drive. You did it with X8. I didn't like Hibiki for a long time, and then I watched more of it, and I fucking love Hibiki now. Like Hibiki's great. So don't listen to literally everyone else who's like, no, Hibiki fucking sucks. Like I guarantee they've watched 2 episodes and we're like, no.
And again, if you have the flair, because like I said, I think it took this long for me to develop the flavor to consume Hibiki the way it needed, the way I think it has to be consumed for myself to enjoy it, because it's not Rider. It's not
literally, quite literally.
But you're just like sitting there like, this is completely different. Yeah. But I dig it because of the thematics and the theme and all this shit. It's like, but I only
like that might be part of it too. Like I said, we were just talking about it. Like I'm much more in tune with like intro or insert songs and like the actual OST and the vibe music throughout an episode. Now that I've been doing these Y videos, that maybe Hibiki, it was the right time for me to check it out because that's kind of the thought process I'm in now. And that's literally all of Hibiki. It's music themed. So the entire thing is dealing with audio cues and music and all of this kind of stuff. So maybe it was just the right time, right place, and it's resonating now more than it ever would because I'm appreciating this other stuff.
I can't. Toku life, man.
Toku's fucking great. I fucking love Toku, man.
It's become
and Kamen Rider.
Yeah. I mean, I need a second here. Dude, like, okay. Last thing, but
hit me.
Considering, and I was mentioning before I went live, considering when I first hopped on board and the leaks that we were getting about Gaim and how Gaim was like, fruits? Really? Oh God, why fruits? That's going to be so bad. And now Gaim is like a staple. Yeah. So like,
Gaim, GOTCHARD. I think in, not to interrupt you, I apologize.
Good.
I think Gaim is probably the one where most of the big air quote old heads at this point in the fandom kind of jumped in. Like the most recognizable people that I've interacted with through like Team Rider and things like that, most of them jumped in on Gaim, which is interesting.
I get that feeling too. But it's like even though that was their entry point, a lot of them harbor more Showa era preferences. A lot of like for you, for example, when we talk about classics, Ichigo, Nigo, and all them, I hear a lot of references, especially on TikTok, where the Showa stuff is like a core memory for them. But it's for us, it's like, it's our history, but not where we're solid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
So that kind of brings up another point I made in the stream was where, say, you're kind of having that point of maybe you tried a couple shows, you're just bouncing off of them. You don't really know like where to start, what to do. Like, I'm just very overwhelmed by all these Kamen Riders. Take your birth year, add 10 years, and then pick a Kamen Rider around that time. Because I guarantee, because it's a kid show, you're going to resonate with it on a nostalgic level because it's going to play into the cool shit you liked when you were 10. So That's kind of the vibe I got, because I was thinking about it and I was like, oh, 2010, 2010, good lord, 2000, 2001, you know, around that time, that's what we got, Kuga, Agito, all that stuff, and I fucking love that stuff. Like, I resonate with the Heisei era specifically because it's all the stuff I grew up watching and have, like, real memory. And I say 10 just because, like, you know, you'll have more lucid memories at this point of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. We'll close out with this, but if we're going by that logic, 10 years, Guyferd.
There you go. See? Perfect. Nailed
That's how we
it.
do it.
Full circle the fucking episode.
See you guys. I love you. So if you want to check out any of my other nonsense, I do a bunch of stuff on TikTok. I do some stuff on YouTube. Just look up 6 Echoes. I do the Toku Minute. So if you wanted another kind of bite-sized Tokus anything, check all that out there, because I definitely try my best to give you non-spoiler intros to a lot of Toku shows. Kamen Rider mostly, but I'm working on the other stuff. So other than that, check out the spooky stuff on my YT, which is just a bunch of creepypastas. Other than that, I'm here on Sundays with this maniac doing this here.
Yeah. I'm that maniac once again. Hello, hi, what's up?
How you doing?
Normally, I am streaming over at twitch.tv/KaijuCarl. I will not be other than tomorrow and possibly Tuesday. I'm going away for the weekend, so we will not have an episode next week. But
it's okay, man.
Yeah, it's okay. You can, I don't know, you could log in and do something live on TikTok. There you go. Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
See, go follow the TikTok so you can do something live with Rob and probably have a little more interaction, because I'm terrible at interacting with Chad. I apologize.
I'm learning, though. I'm still like trying to figure out, because it's all like buttons, and I'm like, I don't want to touch anything. It'll break.
Yeah. Rob's like, what do you mean there's the heart button? Does that stop the stream? What is this?
Yeah. Like this stuff and share and
which
subscribe.
GOTCHARD card is that?
Oh god.
But yeah, other than that, we're gonna be playing some Street Fighter 6 tomorrow. If you guys are into fighting games, I do stuff like that rant I was just talking about. That whole thing is up on Twitch. You can go check it out at twitch.tv/KaijuCarl, or you can just follow me at KaijuCarl on all the social media stuff. I just post random shit about anime and boxing and toku and all that nonsense. So yeah, if you want to just say what's up, follow me there. I'll also be at Otakon next weekend, so if you guys are there, hit me up. Let me know. We'll take a sweet pic. Get the gotta get the angle, the MySpace angle. So yeah,
all right,
we'll do it. But